Hi! Welcome to this part of my review featuring the Heroes and Hardships core rulebook. This is the early access version. If you haven't seen the other parts of my review featuring this universal RPG system, please check out the playlist in the description below. You are also going to find links to the website, to the Tetsubo section of the website. Tetsubo is an upcoming setting for Heroes and Hardships, inspired by Japan's Sengoku era. You're also going to find links to the Kickstarter that will begin this October 4th, to the Discord, and to my reviews of the Quickstart guide and the Wallace campaign setting, based on the life and exploits of William Wallace. So please check it out. So this time we are covering character creation, starting with attributes. Character creation is a combination of factors in this role-playing game. Character creation is a combination of factors in this RPG system. Players will set attribute scores, assign skill ranks, and buy abilities and ancestry traits. Players will be able to create unique characters with the aid of the multitude of options available. Let's talk about attributes. There are 12 core attributes in Heroes and Hardships. Attributes quantify a character's genetic and early childhood development through adolescence. It is up to the game master and player to decide how these attributes are reflected in each character. Is this how they were born? Did they develop them through hard work? There are 3 attribute categories. These categories are physical, mental, and social. Heroes and Hardships uses an optional 13th attribute called Fate. The game master will decide whether to use Fate or not. The number associated with each attribute is called a score. Each attribute contains skills that are tied to them. No skill can be associated with more than one attribute. For each attribute, a character should have a maximum score and a current score. Maximum scores are the attribute's value before wounds or any other modifiers are added. Current scores are the actual score of a character's attribute after every modifier that is not permanent has been calculated. Most rolls should be based on an attribute's current score. If a roll would use the maximum score instead of the current score, then the rule for that roll will indicate the need for this adjustment. The range of scores for attributes depend on the game's power level. A score of 1 is always the lowest a character can have, while 10 is the highest. Scores may be raised higher than 10 or lowered below 1 temporarily. If a rule allows this behavior, it will be explicitly stated. Otherwise, these values are the minimum and maximum allowed. Games with higher power levels will adjust starting attribute score minimums and maximums. Let's talk about physical attributes. These define how strong, fast, deft, or hardy a character is. So you have things such as strength, agility, dexterity, and endurance. Mental attributes consist of raw intelligence, study, perception, and mental fortitude. So you have intelligence, knowledge, senses, willpower. Social attributes consist of those that allow a character to influence others and protect themselves from social manipulation. So you have presence, empathy, communications, and influence. Let's talk about the Fate attribute. In Heroes and Hardships, an optional attribute called Fate can be used. Fate should be used in combination with high-powered and mythical campaigns. Both traditional magic and superpowers require the Fate attribute. Fate can also be used to simulate luck or chance in other, more mundane settings. The use of Fate is determined by the game master. Characters receive Fate points equal to their Fate score. Fate points may be spent or burnt at any time instantly. Burning Fate points requires no action and can be done at any time allowed by the game master. Fate can be used in many ways. A character may burn a Fate point in various scenarios. When a Fate point is burnt, it also subtracts from the total burned Fate points from the Fate score. Burnt Fate points do not regenerate. Once all of a character's Fate points are burnt, there is no ordinary way to increase them afterwards. There are several ways to burn Fate points, such as adding a pre or post roll modifier, negate the use of fate points by other characters, ignoring hardships, adding details to scenes. However, instead of burning fate points permanently, you can choose to spend them instead. A character may spend a fate point in various scenarios. Once a character has reached 0 current fate points, they cannot spend any more until fate points are replenished. This usually occurs after a session's or story arc's conclusion. Ultimately, it is up to the game master at what rate they are replenished. So you could spend them to add benefits to a role, make yourself trained in a particular skill, or adding minor details to a scene, just to give you some examples. And this concludes this part of the review. In the next part we are going to talk about bringing your character to life, and I'm going to give you an overview of character generation. As you can see, the attributes are pretty solid, covering various areas or aspects of your character. And I think that it's great that you can choose to either burn or spend your fate points. If you decide to burn them, you're going to obtain some extraordinary results, but they will be removed permanently from your character. But you can choose to spend them instead to regenerate those fate points later on, although the effects from that are not that impressive, at least when compared to the burned results. Thank you for watching this part of the review, and thank you for your likes and your comments. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. Once again, thank you, and see you later.